a quick live stream. How are you doing? Nice and clear, to the point. The title of this live stream is called Reality. Reality, and I'm just making a cup of coffee here. I want to just talk about my views on reality and what I see reality as. I want to try and break this down as the most simple until I do a better one, but I'm going to try and do it a very, very simple explanation. So I've talked to people who are religious, like Christians, and I've talked to them and I've tried to explain. I'm not religious, meaning I do not follow a group of people and their beliefs and ways per se, just for the sake of following people's ideology. Okay. Um, the ways of people, the habits, what they call a culture or a system, even laws. They say, hear the law, but follow justice, right? Um, so all of these habits, the ways, the doings of people, again, it's not what we say or what we do, but it's what's in our heart, our intentions. But how can we speak? That is, how can we intend with the voice in our mind, heart, our desires, and action without pure, utter honesty, right? That means listening. That means humble in such a way that you are naturally listening and not just following blindly, but as one with the ultimate truth. You can't be honest if you're not truth in essence. Now, Jesus apparently was saying that, and you've heard about different beliefs. There's different gods and what people have talked about all over the world for centuries and years. Okay, but God was there. Jesus was supposed to have been God. That's what people were saying. Well, he was right in human form, and whichever way we look at how we see God or the Word or the minds of God, the mind of God, the ideas of God, that's still our own interpretation, our own interpretations, and we are limited. So it doesn't mean to follow blindly or follow ignorantly. But what I'm saying is you'd be absolutely right to know that you are limited, and therefore you have unlimited potential in all that which is potential, which is possible. Right? Possibility is what you would call God, nature, truth, reality. What is true? Truth not just as an idea that we can try and work out in our mind, but actual, factual, physical truth that actually exists, that allows all existence for all things. So if I use the words nature, or if I use the word Dao, which I often use, a Chinese word, Dao, which I follow, which is yin and yang, yin and yang, I'm not following a philosophy per se, like a group of people that call themselves Taoists or any kind of group. It could be football supporters for all I care. I'm talking about ultimate truth. There must be balance in all things, right? Light, dark, right, wrong. We've got to understand that, right? Um, hot, cold, heaven, hell. The Alpha and the Omega. Jesus said he was that, right? God said he was that. So the beginning and the end, and all of that. But everything that is, and the light and the life shows, the truth. The life and the light shows the dark. The light shows the truth. So the life, the truth, and the way is what Jesus was talking about. So there's nature, male and female, justice and injustice. And so it's not just a case of my logic against somebody else's or my morals and where do I get my morals from. It's about purity. For there to be stars in the heavens or in the universe, for there to be an earth, for there to be gravity in the oceans, it is in science, beyond the science that us human beings uh, may ever know, if it's ever learning and ever to be studied. We are limited as human beings, but we are not limited by the gift of life and life itself. That is to say, you can't be more alive, you can't be more true or more, here. It's just, you're here, and this is a beautiful life. So it's the value of your life. So that's what I'm talking about, okay? So to me, truth is what it is. It doesn't matter what words you use. There is ultimate truth that we are all here on the earth and we should value our lives and the lives of all people to be honest and true. If you're fighting or always trying to strive for something external, whether it be materialistic things, whether it be to prove a point, whether it be for me to teach everybody here in this video, no, I don't have that. living in the fear and in creating these demons in my mind. I have to keep on trying to prove and compete with the world. No, it's not about who's running in the politics or who's the leader or whatever. No, you can only lead yourself by example. That example is without talking over the piece, meaning listening to the truth. So if Jesus came to show that, and if he was God, then okay. I'm talking about what is ultimately true. And it's what's in your heart. So it's not about what you say. Even the strong words, you might even swear. I swear from time to time. I make different kinds of things, and like comedy and stuff like that. And I've used strong language in my productions and things. And fair enough, but the message is if you're trying to put a good message out. So sometimes I hear people talking about the works, like idolatry and things like that, worshipping things. I don't do that. And I don't think it's all wrong as such, in my view, to say that creating movies or creating video games of any different genres or things like that, art, and creation is against God. It shouldn't be against God. That's to say all of existence, all of truth and nature that has created us and is here. It should be valuing life and the gift of life and promoting positive truth, to show the light and the dark, to let us understand what is right. So I don't believe in movies that just have violence for the sake of violence or blood and gore for the sake of it. It's about putting a message out to try to remind us to be more honest and true as better people. So that's what I stand for. Exercising, you might say exercise or yoga, it's worshipping the flesh. No, I'm talking about if you're made in the image of God, or if you came from the essence of all natural things, the truth of the universe, which is God, if you like, any word you want to use that's here in you, whether it be Jesus, the Tao, I say Tao, but I don't mean as a following of people's beliefs. I'm just saying true nature, truth. That's all it means. It doesn't matter what word you use. It can be sign language, for goodness sake. It doesn't matter. But ultimately, it's about the peace within you, without having to prove a point or trying to talk over people or, govern people. No, it's about true honesty. Only honesty and truth can uphold power in anything. That's the foundation that we can do anything well. And we should be helping each other, but not for personal gain in an ignorant way. We cannot gain upon that. Life is the gift first and foremost. And yes, so of course I'm grateful to God or to Jesus if he did die for our sins and all that, of course. But I won't tell someone just a load of old hocus pocus nonsense and follow what they say. Honesty is what's most important in what I'm saying. So I think it's good that we can be artistic and creative as human beings and make fictional movies and stories and all kinds of things like that to show good. Like there's cartoons and things that might have some crude jokes. I'm not into vulgar and disgusting violence and horrible things. I'm just saying that if it's trying to show and paint a picture of a better way to be, that's the most important thing. It's what's intended in your heart to share or reflect and guide people to find in better truth so that they may be better and in terms of honesty in themselves. So I don't glorify violence or just idolatry and materialistic things and creations above, or even the flesh, above the spirit or above God. No, it's about ultimate truth. If we were made in the image of God or the image of truth, then we have to value this and be grateful for this life we have, the physical life. And if there's better in the afterlife, heaven, who knows? Let's hope for that. Let's try and do our best now and seek the truth and find the truth exactly like this and follow whatever it might be, follow Jesus, the way, or whatever. So the truth, the essence of all that is true, the fact, you can say the word truth. I'm not saying now, I'm not saying nature, universal reality. So it's reality is what I'm talking about. We always be far from understanding on that level, of exact level of God, having that mind, but we're following the way of truth. We see absolute reality. And we're getting more and more understanding and learning more as we go, knowing that we know less and we have a long way to go always. We're always limited. And when you follow all kinds of things, traditions, symbols of the world, people get confused by the man-made confusion that we create for ourselves. And people are always fighting with each other because they're always fighting with themselves and they never feel they're good enough. They're not grateful for the life they have and they waste it. And they bring themselves into an existence which is almost like hell. It's a lie, and they're living in hell. Basically, sin, what God would say, right? Well, Jesus and God. So that's what I'm saying. When I say Tao, I'm not saying I follow a bunch of Taoists, or I follow a bunch of monks of this belief or whatever, or a bunch of football hooligans. I follow what's absolute true. So Tao is talking about truth, even there are two sides of the balance of all things that are. I'm using this word, and I respect the man Lao Tzu who wrote the book, the Tao Te Ching. It's very deep, but that's the essence. So if you look at God, there's got to be truth, there's got to be light, there's got to be all absolute reality and the balance of two sides to everything. So we understand at the center what is and what isn't before we can understand what is wrong and right in what we are doing. If we don't understand pure, you might call it enlightenment, as I say I am in a way of you see peaceful inside, seeing clearly without tainting things and, overwriting everything and making it your own statement over everybody and trying to, always trying to stick symbols on truth. No, flags are created, languages are created, we create, but we should be grateful for what we have. And if we don't have truth in us, then everything we do is just an absolute mess. We don't want to be an abomination of man, of a human being. We want to be true, honesty. That's what I'm talking about. Ultimate truth. So that's what you want to come to and understand. I believe if we're not peaceful, then we can't really be morally, as in truly, naturally, morally right to ourselves and everybody else around us. We have to protect our physical body and flesh, of course, in this physical life we live in. The vessel of the spirit inside, if we do have one, of course. We are part of the universal, as in every sense of the word universal, all things that could be, always have and always will be, it is, and could be, possibly, the truth, the essence of reality. So when I say Tao in future, that's what I'm talking about, okay? You can say God, whatever, it's all the same thing. I'm grateful to that God, I'm grateful to that Jesus or God, what's given me the life and given me my parents to give life to me and my brother and humanity around me. We need peace in the world. So I was saying ultimate truth, you see. Using this word Tao, I'm not talking about Tao like a human ideology or some mumbo jumbo belief over a God or one belief over another or some kind of customs and traditions. No way. Or technology or whatever you want to come up with, inventions. I'm saying it was right to protect life, to value life itself. Life on the earth as a living person and life beyond life in general, all of eternal, whatever, to the heaven beyond or whatever. All that's supposed to be and is right to be. So respecting true life. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Honesty, by always being ready to see more purely and learn to be a more peaceful and productive person. Thank you for watching this. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Through every part of your essence of your being, spirit, mind, body, whatever, be one with the almighty power, the ultimate truth, the reality. That's what I'm talking about. In future, if you hear me talk, that's what I mean, all right? And it's the intention, it's what's guiding you, what your message is. It's not about showing off or trying to promote vulgar violence and hatred. No. It's about peace, righteousness, creation, artisticness, imagination, mindset to show different things from different angles to help us think and help us be better in our day-to-day lives and rest better and exercise the energy better, worshipping that energy of truth, so as if that's in you, if through essence of what you do, not as just some act of dancing, stripping off naked in some club or whatever. I'm not talking about that. Or wearing someone's name on a headband around your head. I'm not saying that, okay? Just truth. Truth. There is no competition. You believe you're low, where you're going to go, It's not about being proud, full of ego either. No, it's about being honestly accepting yourself, being real, be one with reality. Thank you for watching this message.